Hi guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Akash and today my guest is Subal, who is the cinematographer of Guras, a film which is having a great festival run. So do watch the whole video, like the video, subscribe to my YouTube channel. Thank you.
So, sir, my first question is like, what inspired you to become a cinematographer, sir? Why you choose cinematography? Like, you were always interested in photography in your early days.
Mm, no, actually, I studied physics actually in my graduation, and during that time, that period, I started developed an interest for cinema, not for cinematography actually. I started watching regularly cinema like in theaters and even bunking classes like that, and then gradually watched Malayalam cinema. What most of the Malayalam good films. I started understanding I am having a huge interest for cinema. Then in the end of my that college, we made a campus film there, and with the support of some faculties, and we made a campus cinema film there, and that experience was also very enriching. And I thought I during those time I realized that I have something I should do in filmmaking. That is what where my heart lies. So after that, I decided to get into some film schools or FTI or SRFTI. But that time, but I applied for the entrances, but I was not very. My understanding was not very good. So as I already had a graduation in Kerala, I did a PG on film, film studies, cinema and television. There is a PG program. I did that, and that was also a very huge learning process. Basic that where there I started my photography, DSLR photography, the basics of photography I learned there. I got a celluloid still camera, and I started clicking, and that's how I got interested. But that time also, I never thought I will be a cinematographer. I wanted to be a filmmaker. So I applied to SRFTI during my course only. At the end of my semester, at the entrance I applied, and I applied for cinematography. I thought cinematography will. I am interested in images and visuals. I used to draw also. I used to draw that time a lot. Drawings. So I thought images are. If I will write, if I will do an entrance exam by writing, I thought I will not able to crack it. My writing skill in English was not. I was not confident enough. So I thought I will able to study. Visuals are also very important for me that time also. So the films I used to like were also most visual. Visuals are the landscapes, evenings. I used to like those things. So that's how I ended up. I ended up in SRFTI and cinematography, and then gradually getting into independent films and all. Yeah.
So, how big was your like PG course? Was it a diploma?
It was a postgraduate, which SRFTA, or you are asking
Before SRFT.
before that was a post graduation MA 2 years,
Okay.
master, yeah,
Okay.
master
And
degree, yeah.
in SRFT, how big was the course?
SRFTA is actually 3 years course. Our is also half years we ended. Generally it goes because of the projects and some strikes and all, but within 4 years we finished. Yeah,
And what was your
yeah.
parents' reaction? Like they supported you to go to film schools?
Initially, they were not very supporting, but but kind of supporting only. When they supported, like, yeah, it's not like they're against, but they were also confused, how it will be, but somehow they supported. Yeah.
Then how you met Don Palatra sir in you have
Sorry.
worked Don Palatra sir in Vithi?
Don
How you met
Palasara, yeah.
him?
Actually, he was. We met in the end of my film school time. I met him. He was shooting a documentary in Kolkata. He later made a film with those footages, I guess. So that while I met him, we talked a lot and we share a very similar kind of likings, the filmmakers and all. So the kind of similar interest maybe somehow he was already made a feature film at that time, Shavam, man, one film, and that just after that film he want to make another film with some same way, independent way. So he approached me, like, yeah, he sent me the script and all. So that time I was just finished my film school. So that was my first finish, my debut film as a cinematographer. Yeah, that's a very nice experience. Yeah.
Okay, okay. Were you nervous at that time because it's your first film, it's a feature film?
Yeah, actually, that time, generally in institutes we have equipments, right? Like big cameras, and at my time we were even using celluloid. Like the second year we had celluloid camera. We made our short film. The second year project was also in film. So 35 mm. So uh, our was a very transition kind of period when our institute time. So actually, when I just going to do this film, he said he was using some equipments from the already available. There is a place called Filmocracy. That time there was a place, and in Kerala they supporting the independent films, and they had some equipments like a A7S2, Sony A7S2. That time it was very popular. Very popular because it's a new camera at that time. So that camera, and they had some lights, very LED panel lights. So he said he will use those things only. So that was very interesting thing because I never used with those kind of lights and things. So it's a very interesting learning experience. And um, actually, interestingly, the lighting was also me and one of my friend was only there. No one. Like, we don't have generators, and we only use the house electricity, and that's how we did it. Even the diffusers also, we made some. This white dhoti mund. In Kerala, this white dhoti is there, right? So we use those white cloth as diffusers for those lights. We don't. It's a very do-it-yourself kind of lighting and all. So that film later on, it was in movie also. With Yeah, it was in movie also. Yeah, we made it in very, I think 7 or 8. The crew was very short, very small. It's a overall very interesting experience because of that kind of. It was new to me. Yeah.
Why was it in black and white? Like,
See, actually, it was actually not my decision. Don already did black and white first feature. Uh, I felt, first of all, he was not the kind of production we had. He was shooting in his own house, his relative's house, and we were using the mise en scene what was already available. The house, the photographs, a little bit shifting and shuffling over there, but mostly the available mise en scene was only using. So no sort of big art direction, color paletting and all. So it was easy to make everything come in a kind of one palette. And he was interested in so many films. Like, that time he was very influenced by Belatar, and I was also interested in Belatar and so many films which were shot in black and white. Loved there so many people. So we also thought, like, and it was actually not my decision, his decision. He wanted it to be. Yeah, I supported. Like, I in my side, I added it to it. Like, yeah, yeah.
and how many days like you shooting?
I think it was uh, 10, 11 to 12 days, I guess. 2007, 2017 it was a few years back. Actually, I think, yeah, 12 people or 10 to 10, 12 people. Yeah,
Okay. So what's
days.
okay?
10 to 12 days, I guess. And the crew was also similar, like 10 or, yeah.
Okay. Like, what's your opinion on film school? Like, you have been to SRFT, you have done your post graduation as well. So, what's your film school? If somebody comes to you and say
Yeah, very
for
interesting
advice,
question. Actually, film school, my for me, film school was very important. Very important in the sense, in within very short period of time, you able to watch so many films, so many filmmakers. Before entering film school, I had some sort of taste towards cinema, some sort of filmmakers. And after entering film school, I heard so many filmmakers I never aware before, like those kind of, even the kind of movements like slow cinema. Those cinema I used to watch before coming Tarkovsky, but I never used to understand the aesthetics behind. Even so many another students or that the film they were filmmakers now, but they also inspired their own interest. So it's a very interesting atmosphere. We used to watch every day at least two films in the evening screening and night screenings. So actually, if you are very eager to watch film and filmmaking, film school is a very good place. But for me, if I think film school has this kind of divisions, like this cinematography, editing, sound, direction. For me personally, the person like me, it was better if you have more combined way of making. Like cinematography student will be in cinematography only for 2 years, and sound editing person will be in 2 years. They are doing one thing. For me it's like right now the cinema is like you should know everything. Like, of course we have a 6 months of in that you are learning everything. But personally I feel film school should be updated so that um, it should be more in the filmmaking, the independent way of making. Everyone should knowing things. Otherwise just make people for very professional for particular field. I think I personally, it's my personal thing. Yeah. And so many distractions also, like so in institutes. But I think that will be there everywhere. The very strong place where very positivity happens, there will be very negative side also. So you have to be vigilant, and you have to be very in your path you should be strong enough. Then
Mm.
yeah.
Yeah. No. Wonderful.
Then film schools are very nice place, I think. Yeah, for me I
Wonderful.
recommend. Yeah. Yeah.
Okay. Okay. So your experience while making Guras, like it's your recent film, I guess.
Yeah, yeah. Guras is actually, Saurav was actually my senior at film school. So we know, I made a poster for his diploma film that got selected in Cannes in Cine Foundation. I made a poster for him. So we had a very nice relationship, and I used to shoot some small works also in during that time. And he made his first feature with another cinematographer. And Guras was also not somebody else. I got that opportunity from nowhere. Like, he contacted me just during the COVID time. So many logistical issues were happening. So yeah, I it's a wonderful experience of shooting. Yeah. In the it's very cold time. We 4 degree, 2 degree, that kind of temperatures. Yeah.
In Darjeeling, it was shot.
It's actually in the play, two, three places. Actually, it's in Darjeeling district only, but it was in Bada Mangwa, the Saurav's home place, homeland, and another place is called Mirik. Mirik is also another major. It's a different mountain city, but in I think it's in Darjeeling district only, but it's Mirik, two districts. And for that Mirik, there are so many tea gardens. So the tea garden scenes we shot in Mirik, and the other portions we shot in Saurav's own village. Yeah.
How big was the crew in camera
The
department
crew
only?
was, it's also in a independent way, but technically in the equipments wise it was not that independent. We had good equipments, like, yeah, for at least for few days, not for a complete shoot. 10 to 12 days we had good equipments, like, yeah. Crew was, I think it is 15 to 20 people including the lighting and anything. Yeah, maximum 20 inside the 20. Yeah.
And how much time it took to like complete the shoot for cinematography part of it?
Actually, we did a little bigger pre-production. I was there for 2 years because of COVID was also going on. I cannot travel. We cannot travel much, so we stayed there for almost 3 months continuously, including the shooting. And the shoot, yeah, that's it. Shooting days, I think it's 15 days of major shooting and little bit of 3 4 days of little bit, like, yeah. shooting.
What were the difficulties you faced while shooting, or in pre-production or post-production as well?
Actually, so many difficulties. Actually, the terrain itself is a difficulty for me. For I think all of us, the kids were acting. They were very small kids, and they in the very terrains were very difficult to reach. Sometimes you have to walk. We have to money. When the tea gardens are also not very good place for shooting. Like you cannot walk very normally. You have to. It will take time, and some locations were little more remote. You have to carry the generators and lighting equipments in a little far away, and it's a very physically very tough shoot, and technically also like the kids, actually kids were creating because of their uh, they were crying, and sometimes the tantrums. They were small kid. She was very small, so she was sometimes a little early. We have to get up and all those things, but she was very brilliant. So yeah, and yeah.
Right now it's doing festival run, I guess. Right now it's not
Yeah,
film.
yeah, true. Yeah, it's won a award at Calvo Viveri, and it's a very so many festivals. Yeah, it's a very good, wonderful festival run actually. Yeah,
Yeah, absolutely. It's
yeah.
going in various good
So
festivals.
many places. Yeah,
Yes, absolutely. Are you currently doing any other projects?
I am in a pre-production for a Bengali film, and recently finished another documentary, also Bengali documentary. Recently finished. Yeah, that's how. And developing some of, I make my drawings also. Like I create paintings and drawings parallelly. So that is also happening. Like I do many things. Yeah,
Okay, okay, great,
yeah.
great. And if somebody wants to like assist you, like how they can approach you?
Uh, Generally, like I do the last film Guras, I got a person. I approached few people. They were available at that time because that's how only because i I generally don't take so many assistants, one or two people. My crews are like generally small. Yeah, I don't do very big budget, generally don't do. So very, yeah, it's not very difficult, like just approach me anyway. Yeah, by Instagram or yeah.
Okay. Your favorite films and filmmakers, if you could recommend few of them.
So many of them. Actually, recently, I like this very classic sort of filmmakers very much, like Tarkovsky, Brasso, Osu, um, uh, Wim Wenders. All those are very mainly Brasso, Osu. I like very much. Balatar. Actually, there were time like in the very initial time when I started watching, I came to film school just after that. I was a huge fan of Nuri Bilge Ceylan. Ceylan, he made so many films, Climates. I'm very fan of his films. There was a time like I used to wait for one, and his films were also very inspired there. I used to watch again and again, like Climates, Anatolia, again and again. I used to watch. I learned so many things. And at that time, Apichapong, Virasatakul, he was also an inspiration. There was a time, and Belatar was hugely. There was a period of time Belatar I used to like very much. Films like Damnation I used to like very much, and not the some another Hirostami was always a very huge. Always, I don't think Hirostami is always an inspiration. Like all his films, whenever he has a different kind of energy. Recently, I like filmmakers like Ali's Rohrwacher. I don't know the correct pronunciation. Like I
Happy,
pronounce like
happy
Ali's
as
Rohr.
Lazario.
Yeah, Happy as Losaro, and so three films. And recently also she made the film Chimera. I saw that film in EFFK recently, and that is very interesting. She is very interesting. So many filmmakers like Satyajit Ray. I like the Apu trilogy very much. Huge Pathir Panjali, huge inspiration, and so many filmmakers. Adur Gopalakrishnan from Kerala is huge. Mane Elipatayam and Kodiyatam. some of the films really good films. The early films were really good, and Haneke was very big influence. There was a time. I personally more towards cinema more than cinematography. I always feel when I, of course, those films are also cinematography. I don't think it's a different thing. One thing actually, great cinema, great film, great cinematography. Yeah.
Have you ever thought about directing a film?
Yeah, definitely, yes. Yeah, when before coming into institute also, I made a in DV film also we have to make in the institute. Before coming institute also, I made a short film in the PG time, and recently I am planning. I'm writing and all. So yeah, but cinema, it's a very the writing is very difficult, and say filmmaking is actually if you want to make a really good film, and the people like me who don't my a little difficult like yeah, but I have planning like yeah.
Okay, okay. So last question is, if somebody wants to become a cinematographer or filmmaker, what advice would you give to them?
um, I don't think I am somebody to give advice, but watching cinema is very important, and the love for cinema, like there are different because industry is there always for the bread and butter and food and everything, somebody may have to work in there, and but the passion for good cinema is important, I feel, and you have to decide what you should really do, and the love for cinema and all other arts like painting, music, whatever form of arts you like, and that's somewhere very important, and good cinema, watch again and again cinema, that is major thing, and life, everything, it's very difficult to give any advice, like somebody is interested, I think watching cinema is the best, and make a cinema, make a film, both are big thing, you will learn a lot of things.
Okay, great. Great. Thank you so much, Subal.
Thank you, thank you. Yeah,